Whew. All right, getting ready for another Titan Talk Tuesday. So it's going to be another good one today. Titan Talk Tuesday is officially going down right now. So it's going to be a good one this week. I got a lot of good things for you guys. It's the holidays, so happy holidays, Merry Christmas, a happy Kwanzaa, whatever you may be or celebrating, or if you don't celebrate, hey, I hope you're having a great day and a great month and a great week. Yeah, I'm trying to. I gotta be the product for the exact same thing. I'm chasing out the exact same goals you guys are. I want to feel good. I want to look good, and I want to perform at my very best every day in whatever I'm doing. And I'm sure you guys want to do the exact same thing. Because who doesn't? If somebody really tells me that they want to say that they don't want to perform their best or look their best or feel their best, they gotta be lying. Or man, are you that depressed or down that maybe you need this or need some help to get on that level? You on that Big Drew diet? No, definitely not. Man, I can't eat as many calories as Big Drew. Big Drew eats in he 5,000, 10,000. He told me the one day it was like 20,000 calories. I go, how do you do that? Even Jeff Culp's the exact same way, but Big Drew just puts it on, man. He just keeps putting on more muscle and bigger size when he starts eating like that. So for me, it's just eating. Honestly, that's the biggest thing, problem, especially lately. Work so much, I get zoned in on one thing that I don't focus on eating like I used to. Like, hey, listen, I got to get in at this time. I'm literally sacrificing the whole day without eating, which is not good, right? And that's how you shrink, and that's how you don't get any more muscle, especially when you're not trained. I hadn't been trained like I usually did. It was at least 3 times a week when I was getting it in. So now it's like maybe 2 times a week I've been getting consistently, which is no good. So I'm going back to the 3 days a week at least. I'm going to fight, do whatever I have to. Now, the way that I was doing it before, Big Drew just joined. What up, Big Drew? Team Titan in the house. So we were just talking about you, Drew. We were talking about the calories. Someone just asked me to say, hey, listen, are you on that Big Drew diet? I said, no way, man. There's no way I can do that for sure. All right, I'll tell you. I give you props on him. Really elevate. Yeah. He really did elevate his everything as far as it goes. I was talking about Big Drew today with somebody else, and the sacrifice that he put in for these shows that he did. He stayed. He did the game plan. We did a short amount of time in weeks. Some of these guys train all year for nationals or for some of these big shows. Drew knocked it out. So big props to Drew for that, man. And if you guys don't know who Big Drew is, that's my guy. It's one of my sponsor athletes, my dude. Big Drew. If you want to see more of him, tune into Titan Lifestyle Friday at 2 p.m. Me and him, we chop it up about all types of things. We talk about what's going on in life, what's going on out there, and we talk about a little bit about the therapies and some questions that people bring up about maybe diet or other supplements or other things that they want to know. Maybe they don't know. We're giving free tips and free advice out to some of these people that don't. So it's really beneficial to them. So if you guys, how much is the cost of blood test? I'm past due. All right, Jim Rat. So usually the male blood test is usually $200 with a discount code, or you can save me right now. It's down to $150. What's up, Amanda? How you doing? So it's $150 for males. That covers all your blood panels. So you're covering your CMP, which is a comprehensive metabolic panel. That's basically your kidney, your livers, your electrolytes. It's covering a CBC, which is your complete blood cell count, red blood cell count, white blood cell count, hemoglobin, hematocrit. You may have heard me talk about some of these things. So definitely want to check that out. We're talking about PSA for males. So there's a blood test for PSA. We're going to check that out. You're also going to check all your hormones out. So you're going to check out your free and total testosterone levels, because they both make sense for what you're trying to accomplish. If you're looking at hormones, you have to look at the big picture in both of these parts, right? Estradiol, so it's your E2, so the estrogen levels for males, some of the different things. Progesterone, IGF-1, which is insulin growth factor 1. IGF-1, that's what growth hormone turns into in the liver, right? Because you naturally produce this in your body, and that's what it turns into, and that's the reading that you get out, and we'll be able to tell that level. You're also looking at full cholesterol panel, LDL, HDL, so good cholesterol with HDL, bad cholesterol with LDL, total cholesterol, triglycerides. We also want to look at a full thyroid, not just a TSH, which is a thyroid stimulating hormone. You want to look at T3, T4. All these different things will definitely focus in or let us look at what's going on inside your body. Or you can tell or you can see where your health's at like maybe somebody out there, and they get the results and at least have the education of what's going on in their body so they can make an educated decision about what they want to do with it. And that's really what it comes down to. So, weekend recap. Let's start it off. What up, Sammy Joe? How you doing? All right, so you just started. So, Titan Talk Tuesday, we're in full effect. Let's talk about the weekend recap. So, this weekend was awesome. We got together with Crazy Kenzilla. It's my good friend out here. And he does Kenzilla's list for gifts. And this is for abused children, right? And it's all for charity. And it's for people that show up. We showed up to Tampa Bay Gold's Gym. Big shout to Ed Bojacki out there, who's the owner. He always invites us down, lets us do these things. And it really benefits the community, and especially these kids. So we did that. We showed up. Big Drew came out. Chrissy came out. Me, Sharice obviously were there in full support. A lot of other people came out, and they brought gifts, or they donated via the registration link. I think it's still out there, but it was really, really cool. Everybody came together, and they brought a gift. It was a really cool experience. Titan was there on full effect, and we backed that event 100%, man. So really big shout out to Ken and that awesome event. Everybody else that showed up and gave a gift, because that's really what it's about, was giving back to the kids. All right, I had Crazy, right, Ninja Art out there doing Tough Mudder, and that was the Florida Classic 2019, and there were some videos of like that. There's also some pictures if you're on Facebook, and check that out, of him and some other people that were repping Titan Medical Center, had the Titan Athletic designs on some of the pictures and stuff like that. It was really, really cool. That's an awesome experience. I love doing that stuff too. I just don't want to get no mud, right? And it looked like Art was dodging the water and the mud and all these little obstacles too. So it was really cool and definitely a good event. And this shows what Titans are all about. Titans are not just about working out in the gym. They're not about just doing shows. They're not about one aspect of life. This is a ton of different aspects that all these different people like to do. And that's really what it's about, being active. Because being active is what you should be in one way or another. And I'm talking about physically active. I'm not talking about like sitting in front of a TV and playing a video game active. Because activity can mean a lot of different things, right? All right, so what has been the results of MK677? So I'll go on to this real quick. And then we'll talk about the therapy of the week, Super Titan. So the results of MK677. So that is an oral GHRH. Now, when it originally came out, I know on some of these different things, it was, they classified it as a SARM, which is a select androgen receptor modulator. It is not a SARM, okay? It is a GHRH, which is a growth and releasing hormone. And what it does is it stimulates the ghrelin. So that's the hunger hormone in your body. That's why you want to eat a lot. Now, this will also help stimulate IGF-1 levels. So that was the big thing about it. Oral, right? And it stimulates IGF-1 levels. There was nothing out there that even came close to this before. And now they still have Semarelin and they have Imperelin, which are Semarelin and CJC1295, which are both GHRHs. And at that point, what they do is they help stimulate the pituitary to produce your own natural growth hormone, and that converts in the liver to get IGF-1. So MK677 is really good. Now, some of the side effects as far as patient-wise, what could happen. So they can look for this. There could be water retention if you're not eating very, very clean, not drinking enough water. Other than that, you're probably not going to get too many negative side effects. But as a result from patients, patients have loved MK677. But like I said, it should be used in the right scenario or prescribed or recommended in that scenario. What up, Ian Harrison? Big shout, PCA USA. So that's really what it's about. So at that point, they've got great results as far as increasing appetite, stimulating hunger. So at that point, they can eat more calories. Now, they should be trained along with this, and they can actually get leaner or build more muscle mass with this therapy. As far as it stimulating your own growth hormone, your IGF-1 levels going up. When your IGF-1 levels go up, that's when you get all the benefits. You get the skin elasticity, you get lean muscle mass that grows better. Recovery's better, sleep should be better, libido should be better, skin should be better. All this is what IGF-1 really, really is about. And IGF-1 is really what you want as a result. So anybody that takes growth hormone or takes these GHRHs or these substitutes for this to really stimulate it, even these over the counter, I see these ads. My mom sent it to me too. She's like, look at have growth hormone over the counter and like GNC and stuff. I'm like, Mom, this is not real growth hormone. But they're marketing it as that. And because everybody's on that kick and everybody wants those benefits. And that's really where it comes into play. So MK677, it's a great oral GHRH. Now, it's not for like some girl that's trying to do a photo shoot in like 5 days and starts this, or doesn't want any water retention or anything like that, possibly. There's other therapies that will get them the same benefits without those negative side effects. But for as far as stimulating IGF-1 levels for hunger factor and stuff like that, I mean, MK677 has done wonders, especially like Big Drew. He's a big advocate of it. He's one of the athletes. And he just did it for, before a show and stuff like that. And I know he started again. And at that point, it really increases his hunger. He takes it before he trains. Now, some people need to take this at different times. That's a whole different thing. Whereas MK677 can affect, some people during the day where it makes them tired or sluggish, At that point, it doesn't work the same for everybody. Most of the people can take it any time during the day. Now, that's another thing with MK677, the half-life. So you can take it at any time during the day, every day. It doesn't have to be like a consistent thing. It's always better to be consistent about what you're taking high. What up, City Dynamite? How you doing? Loving the post and loving the pictures. Thank you for the love. So with the MK677, that's really where it benefits at. Stimulating hunger, recovery, all this IGF-1 level stimulation, that's really where it's at. But like I said, different scenarios, different recommendations that would come from Titan and helping you out in that scenario. So what you want to accomplish. So it should be a personalized regimen to what you want to do. Now, that leads me into the therapy of the week. The therapy of the week is Super Titan. Now, if you've been with Titan for a while, I would say 4 or 5 years, you know when Super Titan first came around. So Super Titan is made up of glutamine, arginine, ornithine, lysine, and L-citrulline. That's 5 different ingredients. And at the time, when we brought Super Titan out, it was a super game changer. A super game changer for me, for my strenuous workouts, for my recovery, for my pumps and stuff like that. And then at that point, the patients, I mean, that's really where we try. Like, I'm usually the guinea pig and rat as far as that goes of how it's going to feel for the patient. The pharmacies will make it. And it's got to be done a certain way and all that. And it's prescribed and it's done by a U.S. licensed pharmacy the right way. But at that point, they make that custom blend for us. So I had to make sure, it's not going to hurt you. It's not going to, as far as hurting, I mean like the injection. Not as far as going to kill you or anything. But at that point, it's going to give you a good injection. So Hercules Potion was what we came after Super Titan. And that was maybe 2 years afterwards. But Super Titan will help you in the ways that you really want to right off the bat. As far as recovery with the glutamine, arginine and the L-citrulline are going to be the precursors to nitric oxide, like I always talk about with you guys. It gives you that vascularity, vasodilation, the muscle pump. So at that point, it's great for that. Now, you got lysine in there. What does lysine do? It helps boost the immune system. You are putting your body under strenuous activity, whatever it may be, okay? And when you put your body underneath strenuous activity, it does strain the immune system. And when you strain the immune system, eventually, if it keeps getting hit left and right, it will break down like anything else. So you want to boost the immune system. And there's a number of different ways and numerous different therapies that will help you boost your immune system. You want to keep your immune system boosted because you've got all those germs, bacteria. If you're going to public gyms, people are sick right now, okay? If you got kids, they're bringing germs home to you. So I fit all these categories of what I'm talking about. I am what you guys are. I'm that regular day guy that goes out and I'm experiencing these things like you guys are. It's just I got a little bit more knowledge and we've got some awesome therapies to back up what we're going on or what's going on day to day. So that's what I really want you guys to know is like you can boost your immune system in these different ways, with lysine or with glutathione or whatever it may be. But with Super Titan, you're getting a 5 different benefits from this. I mean, I would really say, it's got 5 different ingredients, at least 4 strong benefits right off the bat with recovery, boost the immune system, muscle pump, more strenuous activity. So that's another one. So ornithine. So with ornithine, it's like an anti-fatigue amino acid where it's going to help you do more strenuous activity, whatever it is. Whether it's working out, whether it's biking, whether it's rowing, you really got to try it to know how it really feels. And you want to just keep going and going and going. I think that's the most as far as the most statements I get from people, as far as feedback, they tell me, hey, listen, man, like I just kept feeling like I can keep going and going and going. Now with the muscle pump, that's a whole different thing. People take pre-workouts or they take some of these over-the-counter supplements and they try to chase the pump per se or get this pump. And they might get a pump, but it might only last for so long, or that supplement, they're drinking a lot of it, might cause nausea, might cause stomach problems, so when you're having these negative side effects, it really doesn't help out, right? And it might only last for a limited amount of time, these muscle pumps. So this is where Super Titan or Hercules Potion, but we're talking about Super Titan, can really help because of the arginine and the L-citrulline in there. Now, you're going to say that, hey, one's a precursor to the other one. They're both precursors to nitric oxide, and combining these two really have a great result. And as far as raising IGF-1 levels, which we were talking about earlier, there's certain amino acids specifically that help in raising IGF-1 levels, and arginine and L-citrulline are part of those amino acids. And there's some other ones that we can get into another time. But I want you to know what was Super Titan. So Super Titan was something that was going to help you with recovery. It was going to help you with muscle pump vasodilation, so you want to look more veinier, right? It's also going to help with blood flow. So blood flow is another thing that will help with sexual activity or bedroom activity. Will help with as far as carrying oxygen to the muscles faster. You want this, okay? This will definitely help you in what you're trying to accomplish. Whatever activity it is, whether it's walking Disney World all day long, because I've done that in Universal down here, the exact same thing. What's up, bro, from New Jersey? Love my therapies. Thanks, great to be a part of Team Titan. We love you to be a part of Team Titan. Thank you. I hope everything is all right in New Jersey. It's not too cold up there. Love hearing the feedback about the therapies. Thank you. Boy 1975, if you've not got any Titan gear, if you guys are patients and you have not got any Titan gear, I want you guys to text a line, the main line that you would text, 727-389-3220. Get a t-shirt if you have not got a t-shirt in a bag. We will send it out for you. If you're a girl, we'll send you out a tank top. Guys, we got V-necks in. We got some of our Titan Strong shirts in. So let us know what we can do for you guys. Send us a picture with it. Rep it. Be proud. We will definitely help you out in any way possible. All right. If you have any questions, give us a ring on that. So Super Titan. All right. So let's get to one of our first topics. So people always say it's expensive to be healthy, right? They always say it's really expensive. They say, John, it's expensive for it to be healthy because I got to eat these organic foods. They're expensive, or I watched your diet on fillets, and I can't buy filet mignons every day, and I can't eat these. Totally understand, right? But how healthy can you really be when you're giving yourself negative things, right? And how much are you paying to be unhealthy? Have you ever asked yourself that? How much are you paying to be unhealthy? And you're like, John, what do you mean? And what do I mean by that? So, hey, what's up, Rodney? So Rodney defies age. He's another one. He's like a vampire. I don't know what's going on with him.
Tomorrow, by the way.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, 10:30.
Oh, Rodney, I'm going to have to see you soon. At that point, all right, so you're paying to be unhealthy. And what do I mean by paying to be unhealthy? I mean everyday life. A lot of you guys eating fast food daily. The excuse is, I can't cook for myself. I don't have time. I work long shifts. That's the only thing that's around my work. These are excuses that you're making. These are really unvalid excuses. They shouldn't try to validate. But this is one thing. So you're eating this every day. Now, how much are you paying for these meals, right? And it all depends where you go, I guess. So if you go to McDonald's, you'll probably get a cheap meal. I don't know, $5-6, maybe $10. I don't know. And that's cheaper than, I guess, eating a steak. But is it cheaper than really eating 2 grilled chicken breasts? I don't know. I mean, it's about the same cost if you cook it. If you order it, it might be a little bit more expensive. But here's where you really go wrong. Is when you start eating these negative foods like that, especially fast foods. And I'll bring this up. Because, man, when I was a kid, I used to live off fast food. I don't know about you guys, but, man, I used to live off McDonald's, Burger King. I think when I really got into college, that's, really kind of really smacked me in the head. When I got down here, I had a guy that was real close to me, and he knew some things, and he really enlightened me as far as opening up to what I was eating and how it really is affecting, A, the way I felt, 2, the way I looked. And that's really what got me on the kick as far as really, going to help other people. And then Titan spurred out of that years later. So that was all an organic effect that just started from one place and grew to a whole nother level. But when you're eating these fast foods like this, you're causing yourself health problems. So on the inside, you're going to be bad. That's not going to be good, right? You're going to cause yourself health issues. And usually that secretes its way out to the outside in one way or another, whether it be cellulite or fat or, your cholesterol is through the roof. You can't get it down. High blood pressure, water retention, inflammation. And now we know inflammation is it's everything as far as breaking down our body. We don't want to get cancers or anything like that. And I'll tell you what, man, with inflammation, we know that it's causing a lot of different health issues for you. So silent killers as well. So diabetes we talk about. Now diabetes is a silent killer. Why? Because it's not killing you right away. It's over time. You don't feel it because it just takes a long time. And at that point, one day, you're like, uh-oh, I'm in trouble. And with diabetes, comes A1C medicine. So at that point, you're going to have to lower your A1C, which is your blood sugar levels. And, an A1C is like an average. You can get an A1C on a blood test. It's 3-month average of your blood sugars. You don't have to fast or anything for it. It's going to tell you straight up, are you pre-diabetic or diabetic or where you fall at? And then at that point, are you going to medicate yourself? Are you going to change your diet? How are you going to attempt to lower these levels? Because what happens is when sugar levels are high, it starts killing off cells in the body, and that could cause a lot of different health issues. So, when you have, diabetes or you keep letting it go unchecked, you have to start taking insulin if you're diabetic. Diabetes 1, diabetic 1. Some people are born like that too. My cousin's one of them. And she's been giving herself diabetic shots. Since I don't know how long. She's been 7 or 8 years old. That's pretty serious. And she has to watch, every day. She has the meter on her. She has to watch what she eats every day. And I couldn't imagine that as a kid. But as an adult, we have to be able to train ourselves or retrain ourselves to eat the right way. Because we're not young anymore, and our bodies, over time, your body doesn't take as much damage as it used to as you get older. So that's really what you got to look at, and how to be preventative. So really you want to look at the food basis. Now, I brought up, you're eating to be unhealthy, and that's one way that you're eating to be unhealthy, and it costs a lot of money. Even if you're eating carabas, I looked at carabas and stuff like that. If you look at some of the stuff that's in it, and I'm a big pasta eater. I love pasta, man. But I started looking at some of these things like Applebee's and stuff like that, and, like the ingredients of these things, the preservatives, and some of the other chemicals and some of the stuff that you're taking in. It's just horrible, man. And then some of the people that are preparing your food, even worse. Some people are awesome. Some people are not. It is what it is, man. And I see it every day. I don't get to go out that much and eat, but when I do, I'm like really, really picky where I go, and I'm really, I'd rather cook my food. I had this talk with Brian today about meal prep companies. There's good ones out there for sure. Locally, probably 100% people could cook meals and get anything done, but that's a better alternative than fast food. I would back that any time of the day. So instead of fast food, find a good food source. That's a good food substitute, and that might be a little bit more expensive as far as right up front, but your health in the back end of not having to pay hospital bills or health bills or feel like garbage, right? Or look like garbage. That's another thing, don't you? Everybody cares about their appearance one way or another, I would think. Unless you're like so far gone that you're like, I just don't care about my appearance. Even some of those people that say, I don't care about my appearance, they care about their appearance, it is what it is. Everybody wants to have a good appearance one way or another. It doesn't matter how they look. Hey, does your MK677 work effectively? This is the second question on MK677. So yes, ibutamoren, MK677, oral GHRH works very well, and it's from a U.S. licensed pharmacy. It's doctor prescribed. So we're not a research company. It's not on the bottle, not for human use. This is prescribed in your name. So what does that mean? So if it comes from a U.S. licensed pharmacy and it doesn't come from Titan Pharmacy or it doesn't come from our lab or here, it comes from a pharmacy, which is third party. And when it comes from this pharmacy, it's got to be tested, okay, for concentration, sterility, and stuff like that. So at that point, it's going to be real, all right? We know it works. We've seen blood tests on it as far as patients coming back on these, and that's really why we do have it as a therapy, because we've seen it work very well with patients, and there are studies on it working with patients. So, check it out. MK677, Arbutin Morton. That's the second question on it. So if you guys have any more questions on it, you guys can always call or text 727-389-3220. Be happy to go over that with you. All right, so eating unhealthy or unhealthy lifestyles and why it's costing you more money than you living a healthy lifestyle. Second part, overindulging and drinking alcoholic beverages. Now, I do like to partake in some social alcoholic beverages, right? It might be one time a week or maybe one time a month. Who knows? There are certain events that I'll go out to where I'll be with Sharice. I'll drink a couple glasses of champagne. I really stay away from beers anymore, and I like Heineken, man. I used to love Heineken. I went to Amsterdam, went to the Heineken brewery, got a private tour there before, and it's awesome, but I know what's in it, as far as that goes, and I really don't want to just add it into my diet. But the second thing is when you're overindulging in these, you're talking about some of you guys are drinking with a whole bunch of juices all night long, raising sugar levels, adding fat to your body per se. Some of these aren't even real fruit juices, okay? A lot of these are concentrate or powders that you guys are getting at nightclubs. So I've seen some of this stuff that goes on. I know some behind the scenes. So you're really hurting yourself right there, okay? And then when you start overindulging in alcohol, it's going to cause water retention, dehydration. You feel like garbage the next day because you're dehydrated. You're not properly hydrated, okay? Your body is, you're feeling like garbage, and you don't want to feel like garbage. So that's the whole point to this. So overindulging in alcoholic beverage can add to that unhealthy money that you're spending out there, because everybody says it's so expensive to be healthy. So I'm looking at some different things that people spend their money on every day to be unhealthy, and this adds up to a great amount of money. The next thing is buying things that don't last and not investing in your body or yourself. So if you rather spend your money on some trivial thing that will never ever benefit you in any way, shape, or form, that's okay. But doing it all the time or making an excuse that I don't have the money, and you're doing it to this whole different thing that you're spending this money on, that makes no sense to me. So you ultimately will be the only person in your body, and you will have to live with it one way or another. So when I see the young people, I swear I'm younger. I'm 38 years old, so I'm not. I guess I'm not old. But when I see younger people like 20s, early 20s, I'm like, hey, listen, take care of yourself now, because later on, it'll just benefit you. So that's really where it's at, all right? The next thing is proper hydration. I mentioned this earlier. So proper hydration is key. Proper hydration goes along with everything, right? Think of your body as like, even your organs and your muscles, like, grapes, and like they're basically dehydrated. So they like shrivel to an extent. Where properly hydration, your organs all need water. Your body needs water. Your body needs water, more than it needs food. So it's essential for proper hydration. And especially if you guys want to get the result or feel good, right? Because your body needs this water. So proper hydration, what does it mean, and how much should you have to drink? Because that's another big basic question. Like, especially if you have kidney problems or you're doing a blood test or anything like that, properly hydrate. Now, even if you have to fast on a blood test, and that's usually for cholesterol, you still can drink water or black coffee, they say, okay? So at that point, drink a lot. And what do I mean by a lot? Oh, John, I drank a little 16.9 ounce bottle. That's a lot. That's a lot for me. I don't like water. Guys, first off, that's not a lot of water. 2, you don't like water? Your body's made of water. And don't go putting the syrup in there. I see a lot of people with the energy meals and stuff like that. If you look at some of those ingredients in there, you're doing a negative effect of what you're doing. Why even drink the water as far as that goes when you're putting those negative things in there? Drink water. If you want to get some sort of flavor to your water, add some lemon or add like some sort of fresh fruit in there, like one raspberry, blueberry, something like that, so you can give it some flavor. But try to keep the water as plain as possible. That's the best thing. Is TRT effective? Even if you don't need it, will it show results? Of course. So TRT or HRT is very effective as far as making people feel better, right? Mood enhancement, metabolism boosting, sleep patterns, libido, concentration. And so TRT or HRT is very effective, especially if people need it. Now, if you say, even if you don't need it, will it show results? Now, that all depends, because if you don't need it, what does that mean? So does that mean if you don't need it, like, are you at the top of the scale? Because like a 21-year-old guy that's at 900 on his testosterone level and his free is at a high level, he doesn't need it. The first thing he needs to do is he needs to eat his nutrition. His nutrition needs to be on point. That's one. Training needs to be on point. That's two. Sleep is three. So those three things are what that person would need to do. Now, taking the super physiological levels of testosterone or other compounds might give more of an effect for results, but in the long run, it's not going to be the best way possibly for somebody. Because if somebody has a natural testosterone reading, and I'm saying from a LabCorp reading, 246 and 916, if they came back at 916, which is the highest of the high end, right, on a regular normal range, if somebody told them to take testosterone, I'd be like, man, what are you doing? I mean, at that point, you're suppressing your levels. Like, you're going to suppress this natural level that you have. It's really not worth it, because once you do suppress those levels, your testosterone levels may not come back to that level again, or they might not come back as good. And then we know over time that you're going to lose 1% to 1.5% of testosterone every year. So you're taking a chance to possibly lower that number down. Now, if you say, if you don't need it, that could be a 600 on that scale. A doctor says, well, you don't need testosterone. It's at a good level. Now, maybe getting up to a 900,000, you might be feeling better. You might do a little bit better. There's only so much muscle, and I don't care how much testosterone you take, that you're going to put on. And put on a year especially. So some of these people have very, very unrealistic goals in what they're talking about and what they're going to gain lean muscle mass wise. Well, they're not gaining lean muscle in all those circumstances. A lot of those guys are putting on water and putting on fat in different areas. And at that point, they're going to have to go and shut it down and get it all off again to really clean up the area and look what the lean mass is on there. And that's what I've really seen, through there. So TRT is very effective. And for people that need it, it's a game changer and a lifesaver. It's affected my life traumatically as far as when I needed it. I got it at 28 years old. I think I tested at 98 for my total testosterone levels. I was in a general practitioner's office. It was a friend of the family. And at that point, when he seen my level, he was like, "Oh my God!" He's like, "I've never even seen a level like this." And this is like a very, very straight-edge guy. Didn't do testosterone replacement therapy or anything like that. He had some older guys that he was treating and stuff. But once he seen it, he was like, "I'm giving you an injection right now." So once he did that, and then I started feeling better. I was like, "Oh my God, this is a game changer. It's a life changer for me." It was like open up the blinds for the first time, seeing the sun come through. Like I was doing all right. I thought. I was getting up. I did what I had to do work-wise. I went to the gym, I trained. I wasn't getting the results I was thinking I was supposed to get. But my thing about it was my levels weren't right. I was set up for failure. I mean, I was eating, I was training. I was like, man, maybe I got something off. Maybe I was off somewhere. I had really professional athletes. I had really good friends. They've been doing this a long time. So, I went to them. I asked them, like, hey, listen, get your levels tested, see what it is. And this is like, God, this is like, what, 10, 11 years ago this happened. And it was just crazy. And like I said, it was a game changer. And once that happened and everything was in harmonic balance, man, boom. And, some of the bro stuff out there, bro science and stuff like that, it's still passed around. And it really does hurt people through the internet if they go look this stuff up on some of the things. And that's what a lot of people do. But that's really where it comes into play, to being monitored and having somebody that really has the knowledge to help you guys out. And that's where our medical providers come into play. Our medical providers are really awesome. When they do the consultation with the people, it's a long consultation, 30 to 45 minutes. You're talking about if it's hormone replacement, all your blood work, your family history, your health history, your goals, and how we can really help you. And that's where we customize a therapy regimen for you guys that really will effectively help you in getting the results that you want or feel better. Because I'm telling you, that's where it starts, is feeling better. Once you start feeling better, everything else comes back into play. Motivation, you might start doing some activity, and then you start seeing those results. That's the biggest factor I see with a lot of people. And it's a deterrent, is when they start going and doing the activity or they start with the diet, they don't start seeing results. And it's like, it's a letdown for them. Like, what am I doing wrong? That's the first thing that goes to their mind. 2, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm sick of this. You know, if I'm not going to get the results, I might as well do what I was doing before because it's not really helping. So that's the big thing. You know, that's the big complaint, I think, and that's where it's at. I meant if you don't have low T but want a test boost under doctor supervision. So that's my thing. So where does testosterone lie? Low T is below, clinically deficient would be below the reference range. So if it's 216 to 946, 215, you're clinically deficient, right? Now, if you came back at 300, clinically, you're not deficient. Now, is that optimal? Probably not. And depending on what that person's age is and symptoms and history and stuff like that, they might be a candidate for hormone replacement therapy or testosterone replacement therapy. And that's totally up to the medical provider and the patient at that point and the options. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know a lot of doctors that are going to do it for performance enhancing. And I think that's what you're asking. You know, a lot of doctors won't do that. Now, like I said, if you came back at like a 300 or 400 and you weren't optimal and you had these symptoms and stuff like that, a doctor might look in light, or a medical provider might say, hey, listen, I might help you out here, or we want to get you better. But like I said, if you go into them like, hey, listen, you know, I want to get some testosterone, you know, to like, you know, maximize what I'm doing, my gains. They're probably going to look down on you and be like, no, we're not going to help you out. And a lot of doctors won't. And the doctors that do, I'd really, really watch out for. I'm just being honest with you, because not a lot of doctors would. And they're not going to risk their license for it. It is a controlled substance. So at that point, they're not supposed to do it for performance enhancing. And, you know, that just goes along with their ethical code and the law. So that's really where it's at. So I hope that answers your question. But my first thing would say blood test. What up, DC Baker? How you doing? All right, so upcoming TV show. So if you guys are in Florida, from Sarasota to Crystal River, we will be on ABC starting January 5th at 11 a.m. Sunday, January 5th is the start of our ABC show from Crystal River to Sarasota, Florida, and everywhere in between. Hillsborough, Pinellas, Pasco, Hardy, Citrus, Polk. I'm coming to all your counties. All your counties in Florida. Hopefully make it down the line, down the state line, going on and on. Hopefully that show gets bigger and bigger. Probably going to call it Titan Talk with a little bit of Titan Lifestyle. I don't know what we're going to call it yet.
Yeah, we got to
figure that out. So probably Titan Talk. Thank you. Big shout out to Janine Lakowski. We love you. Thank you. IFBB Pro. She did an awesome video today about blood work especially. That was really, really cool, Janine. I love it. Thank you. But blood work's key, guys. So this is what we were talking about. Health is number one. You're not doing anything without your health. So, you know, whether it's getting out of bed, whether it's going to your job, whether it's, you know, hanging out with your loved one or your kids, because that's really what it's about, right? It's about, you know, hanging out and doing these things that you love and feeling your best while you're doing it. And that's whatever it may be. Everybody has different things that they like to do and that makes them happy. But you want to feel your best when you're doing it. It doesn't feel good when you're there doing whatever you like and you feel like garbage. You feel like crap. You just don't want to be there. You might be unmotivated to do it. You might not feel that passion you used to. And that's where I really think that a lot of people, they miss these things these days, is the passion. And I believe that most of it can come from, I mean, as the older these people get, their passion starts dwindling down. I really think igniting that fire in hormones has a lot to do with it. I mean, this ignites the things. Somebody asked me the other day, they're like, you know, what do the hormones really do? And hormones really, you know, as far as that, really take you back to where you were at a younger age. So when a guy says, you know, what's hormone replacement therapy going to do for me? Well, what it's going to do is your levels are here. We're going to take your levels here, and we're going to bring your levels back to when you were at this certain age. And that's when you really felt the best. And that's where you really want to get to, right? You want to get to where you felt the best at. And usually that's where we want those levels to be at. So people ask me all the time, what level are you going to get me to? Well, it's going to be the level that best fits you and your blood tests and your, you know, and getting rid of your symptoms and everything all around. So it's different dosages for different people, and it's customized for you guys. There's no cookie cutter programs as far as that goes. So Titan's going to personalize that for you guys, all right? So that new upcoming show, I'm going to have all kinds of different information. I'm going to give blood work away probably, or free giveaways of some sort. So I want you guys to tune in. I'm going to have interviews. We're going to have some cool stuff. I'm not just going to talk about therapies and have boring stuff. We are going to have some fun. I'm going to have some fun with this. I promise you. And January 5th, you're getting those New Year's resolutions. And I've been telling people, I'm like, listen, don't sleep on New Year's resolutions, all right? And I know me and Big Drew were talking about we don't set New Year's resolutions because we're always motivated to do this. Well, you know what? Set some up. I'm going to set 1 or 2 up myself. I'm going to make Big Drew do 1 or 2 this year. And at that point, we're going to get him into the Christmas spirit, and we're going to get into New Year's resolution to go with you guys. Also, with that, our programs are coming out. What programs, John? Our Titan Fitness programs. As far as custom diets, custom exercise programs with videos, so you guys will be able to see exactly how to do these exercises, exactly what you guys should be eating. You guys ask me all the time, like, how do you do this? What do we do? You know, what are some of the athletes doing for diets or exercises? This is going to be custom to you guys. So, you know, and you don't have to be a patient to take advantage of it. You guys will be offered up this programs too as well. And it'll benefit you guys. So you guys will get a lot of benefit of having this, and I think it will have streamed through an app on some of these programs too. So at that point, we will see. All right. Okay. Giveaway. We're gonna do a giveaway as far as clothing. So hashtag Titan Gear 727-389-3220. When you t-shirt, tank top, leggings, whatever it is. Now Christmas is coming up, so gift certificates. That's another big one. Health is the best, right? That's the best thing you can give as a gift. Health is the number one thing. So I'm always going to say that, and it's one of the best gifts. Gift certificates work for everybody or anybody, whether it be you, a loved one, a family member, a friend. You guys can take advantage of it too. So take advantage of the gift certificates, all right? And also, hashtag Titan Gear to the number 727-389-3220. We'll pick a winner. All right, Titan Weekly Newsletter, the code giveaway. All right, so in the newsletter every week there is a poll in there, and there's a word, and that word I give out on the Titan Talks. The day afterwards, you guys can go answer that question, and you guys will be entered to win free stuff. Okay, so that code word is gifts, right? At that point, go check it out. Gifts. That is what the code word is on the newsletter. If you guys have not been on the newsletter, you want to subscribe, just text Titan Medical to 22828. Text Titan Medical to 22828. You guys will be automatically included in that newsletter, and you guys can go along with this poll and hopefully win some of the free Titan gear or whatever we're giving away that week. It might be blood work. I have no idea. I want to keep you guys guessing. I'm going to keep guessing that day, so I keep it as random as possible and give you guys some cool stuff, all right? Follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all these great platforms. We are here. We got new content in all these different places. YouTube, that's number one, man. Subscribe, go to the button, hit it, press all notifications. That's at the bell, so you guys will get everything. What's up? How you doing? So, yes? Huh? Oh, yeah. So, weekend events coming up. We will be in Orlando, Titan Medical Center. We're giving away a ton of free gear. Festivals of Speed. We are the media sponsor out there. It's at the Ritz-Carlton Sunday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. So we can't wait to see everybody out there. It's going to be awesome cars out there. I cannot wait, guys. It's really going to be a cool event, especially at the Ritz. It's really nice, and they have this awesome front where they're going to have all these cars at, one-on-one vehicles, and a whole bunch of different surprises is what they told me. So, be excited as I am. Come out there and join us. Take pictures with us. See some cool cars. If not, keep up with us online. Keep us on social media. And like I said, YouTube is the number one source, guys. I appreciate all you guys tuning in. Thank you, guys. I'll see you, Titan Lifestyle with Big Drew on Friday, 2 p.m. this week. Thank you guys for tuning in. I love you guys. See you later.